Hey guys, welcome back to Skoldiers Spice. I'm Sally here with you on the Vikings First and Skol Network. Tonight we are getting to know one of my favorite Vikings fans just a little bit better. Jay Guidos is here to share his unique journey of becoming a Minnesota Vikings fan all the way out in Los Angeles. And plus, he is going to share with us his story about what it was like experiencing US Bank Stadium for the first time this past season. But Jay is not just about repping the purple and gold, which he also does for the Lakers, which we'll let it slide just until Saturday, you guys. Just until Saturday. That's going to be another conversation. But he is a total sneakerhead who has used that passion to give back to his community and make a real impact. And with the NFL draft just a little bit more than a week away, the Vikings have some big decisions on the horizon. And honestly, so do I. So hopefully we can at least work my issues out during this show. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about, so let's dive in. Hello, Jay.
What's good, Sal? What's good? What's up,
Hi.
Skoldiers?
It is so nice to finally meet you officially.
I know I was gonna tell you a little bit off camera, but honestly, like it's an honor for me to be on here with you guys. You usually find me in the chats, whether it's here with you or when I'm on with Rap or SK over there at the Purple Parlor. But I love engaging with you guys, so it's cool to make it out of the chat into an actual episode. So I appreciate you guys.
Is this your first time ever being on a show?
Ever. And that's why I was telling you, like, I'm a little bit nervous, but I think that it's great that it's on with you because you've been super supportive of me ever since I kind of came on along, and you're always, saying hello. So thank you for being so welcoming. So I think that kind of eases it a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, do not be nervous at all. I'm so glad that you came on because you are always so supportive. You're so friendly. You are always spreading positivity in the Vikings
Yeah,
community. And I just love that about you. But I know people are dying to talk about the draft, and I get it.
yeah.
We'll definitely get to it. But ultimately, Skoldiers and Spice is a Vikings fan lifestyle podcast, and that's why we're here. We're going to get to know you a little bit better because, like I said, after Saturday, we might not be friends anymore. We might not be.
Hey, listen, it's gonna go 6 or 7 games. We're gonna be fine. And I told you we got to do a little wager or something.
Yes, we might not be talking, so that's why we had to get you in before Saturday. So,
I love it. I love it.
but for those who do not know, the Lakers and the Timberwolves are playing here in the first round of the NBA playoffs, which is definitely not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for Denver, but hey, I guess it's good just to be there. So we will
Yeah.
have to figure out a wager. We'll think about it this
No,
episode.
I got some cooking. I got some
Oh,
cooking for you.
oh, okay, good, because I am so
Yeah.
bad. I am
Oh,
so
are
bad
you? Oh, come
at
on.
making bets. Yeah, I'm not bad at doing them or
Yeah.
paying up. Coming
Yeah,
making
that's yeah.
as we'll
That's what I
discuss.
was gonna say. Yeah.
Decisions are tough for me.
We're gonna be all right.
Yeah, I'm indecisive. And Dave's in the chat. Remember, the Lakers started out in Minnesota. They
Listen,
sure
and
did.
that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason
Really?
why, yeah. So, given, I mean, growing up in, I love to call it Skolifornia. I mean, there's a ton of Vikings fans out here in California. So, given that the Lakers originated in Minneapolis, that kind of made it easy for me because Lakers have always kind of been a part of like my upbringing, and not let alone like they match colors too, Sal.
Yeah.
Like they're purple. Like it's this. It's you know what I'm saying. So it just kind of all made sense for me. So, Lakers, which is why they're called the Lakers. A city of a thousand lakes. So I think it all made sense for me.
Yeah, it has to be so nice to just be able to have everything color coordinated in that way.
It really is. It really is.
Although I do love the Timberwolves color schemes. I love it. So I'm not
Hey,
complaining. that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I used to love watching Garnett play. So that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite players.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's say what's up to the chat really quick before we get to your little origin story here. We've got Frankie. He just got his new Viking shirt today that I believe he ordered for his birthday, and he's wearing it for the first time. So we love to hear that, Frankie.
Love it.
He's converted from a Chicago Bears fan, so we're so
Oh,
happy to have you.
thank God. Thank God.
Oh, we've got a disgusting act here, 9 days away. So he's excited.
Yep.
Julian is here. Dr. Prado. Who else we got? Bulldog, what's up? Delton is here. Basketball sucks. Well, sorry, we're moving on now. Okay, I don't want to
There
make
you
you mad, Delton. Let's see. Big Raylan Dad is here. All right, you guys. Nas Reed. See exactly, Julian.
Oh yeah, show it, Sal. Show it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh gosh, I on it. Let's go.
Now that's real, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God, that's
yeah. It's
awesome.
real.
That's so
Hi, hi,
awesome.
hi to Evil. Yeah, I always forget it's there. Okay, what's up? How do you become a Vikings fan living in California? You're in Southern California, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it honestly, a lot of the things about me like really starts with my relationship with my younger brothers. I'm the oldest in my family, and we used to play this game called NFL Blitz on the Nintendo 64, which was our very first kind of gaming console. We got it for Christmas, and NFL Blitz was like a part of the package, and I instantly fell in love with the Norseman logo, like something about the hair, the horns, the helmet, and then on top of that, like I was looking for the team with the highest offensive ratings. And given that at that year, so the game released in 1997, 98, I think. And at that time, we had Carter, Randy Moss, Reed was still on the team. So like their offensive rating was crazy. And I thought to myself, okay, I want to be my little brother. I need to pick the team with the highest rating and the coolest logo. So growing up, that's the connection that kind of never left us. Although he didn't become a Vikings fan, he's a Rams fan, obviously out here in California. But since then, it's been nothing but the purple.
Okay, I love that story. And then, okay, so then, and did you go to games when they came out to California?
No, actually, no, because we were out here in California, it was so hard to catch any of the games, and the national like any national televised game was either Packers, it was
Yeah.
Dallas, teams
Oh,
like that. So I really wasn't even able to watch a lot of the games growing up, and it wasn't up until like around I say like 2004, 2006 when the internet was kind of like for us, we
yeah,
didn't really have internet at our home. So when I was
yeah,
able to then finally stream and like look up websites to watch the Vikings. Like that was kind of like the only way I got to watch them. So
yeah.
now it's like I visit like local Vikings bars that are out here to watch the games. But yeah, it was tough to watch games out here. They never showed them.
Yeah, it was tough when I lived in Virginia too, until we got Sunday Ticket, which I feel was like early
Yeah,
2000s. Up
yeah.
until then, I remember I was like refreshing when AOL still had AOL
Hey,
homepages.
yeah, yeah. Did
It
you ever
wasn't
get the
even,
disc?
yeah, yeah, it was the
Yeah,
disc. It
yeah, yeah.
wasn't even a website. It was like you typed in the keyword and you like
Yep.
refreshed it and it showed you the
Uh
score
huh.
was what we used to have to do.
Humble
Uh,
beginnings, Sal. Humble beginnings.
a disgusting axe says, "How old are you?" I don't know if he's talking about me or you, but I am 38.
Yeah,
How old are
I'm
you?
30. I'm 33 years young.
Oh, okay. I thought you were younger than that for some
Oh
reason.
no, it's the kids. It's working with the kids, Sal. Like they'll keep you young.
Yeah. What age group do you work with, by the way?
TK all the way up to sixth grade.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
typically, yeah. So we're servicing right now. I oversee 23 sites at the local district that I'm working in, visiting kids during the after school program. So they keep me young. It's never a dull moment with those kids.
Yeah. So share what you do for anyone who does not know.
Yeah, so I work in the mental health field, and growing up as a kid, like I really struggled, like with a lot of uh, behaviors, mentally, academically. Like I wasn't always the smartest kid in my class, and I was more of the quiet dude. And up until like around, I'd say like my sophomore year, Sal. Like, it was bad. Like I was seeking home outside of home, and not because like my family couldn't give it to me. It's because like they were kind of doing their own thing, and they had to provide for the family. And I had this teacher in 10th grade, and she kind of like took a liking to me, and she was like checking in on me. And one day after class, like she stopped me and she said, "Hey, like I need to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." And she said, I want to ask you a question. And she said three words, Sal, like three words that just changed my life. She said, "How are you?"
Oh, wow.
Literally. And like I still get goosebumps because like for a lot of the time, me growing up, like I always pretended to be happy and passionate and energetic, but that was really just my way of like not getting people to ask me how I was doing, because I was struggling a lot. And that teacher kind of like really invested in me. And since her, I knew I wanted to impact kids the way that she impacted me. So now I'm just paying it forward full circle. Now I get to work with the kids who don't want to do their homework, kids who don't want to come to school, and just be the positive adult for them. So I check in with a lot of kids during the after school program. And on Fridays, that's when I host like a really special activity for them. I found a way to bridge my passion for not only helping kids, but I know you mentioned earlier, I really love shoes. And
Mhm.
on Fridays, I clean shoes for the kids. So that's definitely something that I really enjoy doing. And I have conversations with them about being good people. And I really just try to tell them like it's not the sneakers you wear, it's who you are and what you do when you're in them. Like you could have a pair of Reeboks, New Balances, Skechers. It doesn't matter. It really just matters what you do and who you are.
And how long ago did you start the Fire Fridays?
Yeah, so that happened. This is my fifth year doing it. So one year, the administrator that I was working with had asked all teachers at the school campus to bring your passions to work, whether it's gardening, whether it's art, Legos, whatever, you name it, right? The Vikings, whatever. We did have a few Vikings fan actually at our school sites, which was crazy.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
just like, dude, this is cool. And, they would always invite me to go to little like, viewing parties and whatnot. But he had asked teachers to bring their passions to work. So I thought to myself, well, I really love sneakers. How do I bring this to my kids? And literally at recess and lunchtime, I would just post up with like two chairs, my little sneaker cleaning box, and kids would just show up and I'd clean their shoes. And next thing you know, I got a line of kids like around like the lunch tables, and it was just the cutest thing ever. And so I was doing that for 2 years on my home site. And then now that I've been working the after school program, I've taken it from one school and now I clean sneakers at 23 schools. So it's been such an honor to work with these kids.
Yeah, that's so cool. And then so you are doing a fundraiser now, right? Where you are collecting shoes to donate to your
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my second year doing this, Al. Last year, I kind of just pitched the idea out to my work, and they said, "Well, so you want to kind of like do an extension of the sneaker cleaning?" And I said, "Yeah, like I'd really love to give shoes to kids because when I'm cleaning sneakers with some of these kids, like you just know, like some of these kids need more than a cleaning, right? Like they
Mhm.
got the shoes are talking. Like that's how I like to describe it. The shoes talk, and the top and the sole is coming apart. There's holes, and I know it's silly, but ultimately, like these kids that we're working with are just really, their families are really struggling. So I wanted to really start something for them, for those kids who just don't have it all. I wanted to be able to give them shoes. So yeah, in April I'm collecting sneakers, whether they're new, whether they're gently used. So it's been fun. We've been collecting a lot of sneakers so far.
Yeah, that is such a good idea. Well, if anybody wants to donate, we're going to have the address in the description of the show, so you can send some shoes to help out the charity. Is it's just such a great idea, Jay, that you did that because you are such a sneakerhead. You love shoes.
Yeah,
You love
yeah.
sharing your shoes, and
Yeah, and you know what's funny, Sal? Like on like purple, sometimes on Purple Fridays, I do like a little Purple Friday Fire Fridays, and I haven't really been intentional about it, but there's been times where I've posted my sneakers and then I've put like it's a purple pair of shoes, and I'll say like it's Purple Friday, but it's also Fire Fridays, and people post their kicks, and and like I was talking to you about it the other day too, when you were wearing your New Balances, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, these are my, I don't know what you called them, but I
They're
said,
orthopedic New Balances.
yeah. And I said, yo, Sal, like, I don't care about the shoe. I care about you. I care about that you're wearing them, So yeah, it's hilarious.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not on the sneakerhead level as you are, but I love collecting shoes as well. It's so exhilarating when you win a drop and you get
Oh
these
man.
Nikes that you've had on your calendar, marked on your calendar for a month
Yep.
or however long it is that you're going to win the drop. And then
Yeah.
I actually haven't had anything. I don't know. Nike's kind of been slacking lately. There hasn't been anything I've wanted in quite a
There's
while.
yeah, there's so much that comes out. Like there's literally like a drop every day. So which is why like it's cool that like mental health kind of comes up too, because being a fan, I think it's not just like the fandom, right? Like there's the mental aspect that comes with it, and it can kind of get in the way of how we feel about ourselves and like our days. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people like, be kind, and you never know what someone's going through. So
Yeah, I totally agree. And you totally live that. You always send me a very kind message if somebody says something kind of snarky to me or otherwise, even if I didn't take it that way, you're always like, "Oh, hey, I'm just checking on you." And
yeah,
it's so sweet that you even take the time to notice something like that. You're just
yeah.
you're so thoughtful.
Oh, thanks, Al. Hey, you mind if I get some water real quick?
Oh yeah, of course. Go ahead. I'll
All
say
right.
what's up in the chat quick because we have Dave giving me the makeup compliment here, David. That is very kind of you. Girls love to hear that. And then I had Shaq here with the age compliment saying that I look 32. Those are two of the best compliments you can give a girl. You guys know. So I'm doing pretty good tonight, you guys. It might go to my head here. Let's see what else
You
we've got.
deserve it, Sal. You deserve it.
Thank you. Frankie wants to know if you're a Dodgers fan.
Oh man, so again, I respect all teams, but I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm actually a Yankees fan.
Oh, okay. What knows? All right, we'll
Yep,
get into that story another time.
yep, yep.
Bulldog, I had a pair of LA Gear pumps back in the day. They
Shout out
ripped
to
off the
Pumps.
Reebok pumps.
Yep, yep.
Ooh, okay. I remember when Target came to Virginia. What was their brand of shoes? Was it the gosh, what was
Um,
their brand of shoes? If anybody remembers, it was was it Everlast? I don't
they,
know, but
I
yeah.
remember, I remember Everlast, but I don't know if that was a Target brand. I see. Back in the day, I was at Payless. Like Payless was our store,
Yeah,
and
rest in
that's,
peace,
I
Payless.
know, that's where we used to get our sneakers. So
You,
shout out to Payless.
I don't know if y'all have seen on TikTok how all of the Chinese distributors or manufacturers are going straight onto TikTok and saying, "Hey, cut out the middleman, just order directly from us. We make all the products."
Yep.
So I've never done something like that before, but I went and started looking at what they have, and the Nikes, they have like the sweetest purple, like it would be perfect for a Vikings game that you can get.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like $23.
Oh dang.
Well,
Hey,
if they're
rock, rock,
ugly,
rock what you like. I'm not that one who tells people what to wear, but you do have a pair of Dunks though, right, Sal?
oh yeah, I
The-
have Dunks. I have a bunch of Jordans, but I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I take the risk on these and see what happens.
Hey, see what happens. $23, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's talk about the draft a little bit here. I've said many times before, you guys, the draft makes my head spin. It gives me anxiety. It like breaks me out into a sweat. Like, what's going to happen? There's so many things. What could happen? What's going to go on? So I just leave it to the experts. So if you guys are looking for the draft coverage, check out Tyler Fornes's The Real
Yeah,
Forno show from last night. He did his big board of 100, his big board with
that's
100
cool.
picks last night, which is so great. It was such a great show. He has so much information for you. And then of course he's going to have another show tomorrow night. But Yeah, we got to talk about it. The Vikings right
Yeah.
now, they've only got 4 picks, which is
Hey,
crazy.
you
Do
know, and
you
I
Go
think
ahead.
Sal, like I think that like the team. I mean, I got like full like confident in Quasi. So
Mhm.
whatever they decide, I mean, I feel like the team's already stacked, you know, in a way. So you know, whatever they end up doing, it's really just. I would really love to see them do something with the O line for sure. And sorry, like my voice is cracking up, but defensive backs too, and then maybe like another wide receiver.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an interesting place to be
Mhm.
in that I don't think we've had in a while, where you don't feel like they're forced to draft one position.
Exactly.
And as long as I can remember now, it's almost like what position they're going to draft because they need it. Well, I shouldn't say that because of Lewis Seen, I don't think we saw that one coming. But
Yeah.
there's such gaping holes in the roster, and I think they did such a good job in free agency filling a lot of those that they have a lot more flexibility with what they can do, and they truly could do a best player available
Exactly.
scenario in this draft. So they do have the flexibility. Big Raylan brings up the hole at guard, and that's true.
Oh
They
yeah,
also do need cornerback help. They are thin there, but they have more flexibility than they have had in years past.
I
I'm
agree.
personally in the camp that I think Kwesi will trade back to acquire more picks. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, and I think what really excites me the most is that the team is so balanced. I feel like the roster really feels like it can win any type of game, which is why in the draft it's really just best best player available, and whether that's a I'm telling you, my voice is cracking up. But for the team, for the roster, like I just feel like they can win any game, and whether it's a shootout, whether it's a grinded out, a defensive battle, a special teams win, I think that the team has the right pieces.
I agree with you. Yeah, like I said, they did such a good job in free agency that I'm sure they will also pick up a running back, and that will be a great compliment to bringing Aaron Jones back. I'm just excited to quit analyzing it, quit stressing about it. As Disgusting Act says, all the research for MFs that will not be Vikings. Yes, exactly. The last
Yep.
time I put in tons of research was for Christian Ponder's draft. I
Oh
drafted
God.
research all these MFs, Jake Locker, Blaine Gabbert,
Uh-huh.
the whole motley crew that
Yeah, yeah.
they end up all being busts. So ever
Yep.
since then, I'm like, like I said, I'm going to leave it to the real forno and
Yeah.
people who know way more than me. And
And
I'll
and Sal, you brought up Jones, right? So what are your thoughts about Mason? Like, I mean, I'm super excited to see like that
Oh
tandem kind
yeah.
of like develop, you know. So
Mhm.
watching watching Mason kind of take that lead role because of McCaffrey, I'm just
Mhm.
excited to see like what he brings.
Yes, that was a great pickup, especially for how little they had to give up. For sure, that caught me by surprise. I'm really excited to see him as well. And again, that takes the pressure off of having to get a running back in the draft, which I
Yep.
already think they were probably going to get one in the later rounds as it was. But with having the limited picks, I'm super excited to see him. I am a
Yeah.
little worried that it's going to look like the 2022 draft where Kwesi is just wheeling and dealing so
Dang.
the whole time, where your head is just spinning and it gets to the end of day 2 and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
what,
God.
what picks did we have? Who did they trade with? What's going to happen tomorrow? Um,
Yeah. It's
but
crazy. It's crazy.
I I know they're going to walk away with more than 4 for sure. Big Mike, Dolly is a girl, and I will tell you, she's not very girly though. We have we have a big Boston terrorist crew in the neighborhood, and she is the only girl, and she runs the club. Hi, Phil. It is so good to see you. Phil is one of my pals that works at US Bank Stadium, actually, and he is working the draft party on Thursday. Wolves better not have a home game. Yeah, it's really gonna be annoying that the Wolves are not releasing the schedule. All I know is they play on Saturday. I'm guessing we're waiting for the um the play-in games to be over, but
Yeah.
I wish they would at least tell us what is the series schedule. Remind
Yeah.
me, we haven't talked about your first US Bank Stadium.
Oh my God.
So
Yes.
we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's finish the draft chatter
Are
really
you
quick.
having a draft viewing thing, Sal, at all? Like, are you gonna view it at all, or?
Well, Phil brought up the draft party, so I'm going to talk about that. Okay, so I have went to the Vikings Draft Party the last 4 years in a row, and I love it. It's a great event. I love it. It's my favorite. They do such a great job with it.
Yeah.
But I started thinking last week, and all year people have asked me, "Are you going to go to Green Bay? Are you going to go to Green Bay?" And I've just said, "Fuck no. Why would I go to Green Bay? Why would I
You
go?
got some history though, Sal. You got some history.
Why the hell would I go to that dump?" And then I don't know. I started thinking about it. Usually the Vikings invite me to the draft party. I hadn't heard anything from them. And then I noticed my girl. I looked at her LinkedIn and she's not working there anymore.
Oh dang.
So,
The plug is gone.
so I reached out and I did get the invite, but it's not on the same level as my usual access.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, maybe just I should go check it out. It's only 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I am thinking about it, you guys, and let me know in the chat what you think I should do. So here is my pros and cons. Obviously, Vikings Draft Party, know what to expect. I'll
Mhm.
see a ton of friends and people I know, which will be fun.
Yeah.
And like I said, I anticipate they're going to trade back. And I'm a night owl, so I love that. I'll love to be there until almost midnight hanging out. That'll be fun for me. There's the Vikings garage sale, so I'll probably get a ton of
Oh yeah.
swag at a good price. And it'll just be a great time for sure. I'll be home. I'll sleep in my own bed. I'll be with my dogs. Now, I'll get a lot of good content easily
Yep.
because I'll have people to hold my camera and I do interviews. Now, if I go to Green Bay, not only do I have the drive, but it's a logistical nightmare. I can't find a hotel under $600, even if it's an hour away. So
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
I'm
no.
probably going to drive there and come back. But I mean, it'll be a good story. It'll be for the plot, basically. Something
Right.
is going to happen to me there.
Oh yeah. For sure, for sure. I don't know, like sorry, Sal, like I'm leaning on you going to the draft, but honestly, I feel like any time you can really connect with the community, like it's so needed and it just builds connection and it helps the season. So
Oh my God, we've got an account in here. Go Pack, go all day. You want Green Bay? Green Bay is the best way. Oh God, now you're changing my mind, man. I, I just feel like I was like, hell no, I'm not going to go there. And then my friend said the other day, well, the content will be. It's just content you'll never get again, right? It's never going to happen again. I'll never
that's
have
true.
another opportunity to go. I just think something really crazy will probably happen to me there because
Yeah.
of course it would. So it'll be a good story. That's really the reason. But I would most likely be going by myself. So I don't really have anyone to like make the content for me. So I'd just be depending on like random rubes to hold my camera, which I don't know. Can you
Yes.
trust it? Can you
No, yes.
trust
I say do take care of you and do what feels most comfortable.
So I think maybe I'll go to the draft party on Thursday here, and then I'll go to day 2 of the draft there.
Yeah, that's good. That's called balance.
Maybe it'll be less chaotic.
That's called balance.
I just worked that out on the air, you guys. I hadn't even considered that compromise. Hadn't even considered that compromise. Okay, well, in the chat, I don't know if what do you guys think of that plan? Sal, not a good enough year to do a road trip. What do you mean not a good enough year? What do you mean?
It's a great year.
It's not to like observe the picks. Like I'm not going to get close enough to do any of that. It's more so just to take in the experience, walk around the radio row, see what the fans are doing, interview different fan bases, see the weirdos, take in the spectacle. The people watching is really why you do it, I think. It's not about
Sal, you get the fans who like the name gets called and they're like, oh no, and it's like, did you ever really watch him play though? Like, did you watch him play?
Yeah, I want to talk to the fans that are just pissed off about the pick. and get all of their reactions. And then maybe like, I don't know, 2 months into the season when they're doing great, I can like make
Yeah.
some video about them, or vice versa. They're super happy and then they suck. I don't know. I want the footage of all of it.
Yeah. Whatever you
But
decide, we're gonna rock with you. So you do
all
what you
right.
got to do.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But okay, let's talk about your first experience at US Bank Stadium, traveling here and all of its glory.
Yeah, no, it was a long time coming for me, Sal. Like never, I think never like I would have never thought that I would have been out in Minnesota to like check out like my home team play, let alone go to like an NFL game. So last year I was able to attend the Texans game. And if you remember, that Texans game was crazy. It was so
Mhm.
loud in there. And honestly, like I can't even remember if there were like 6 or 7 offsides, but man, like
Yeah.
flying in, knowing that I was gonna go to the game that Sunday, like it was just incredible. The time change was a little bit interesting for me though, because
Mhm.
usually here at home it's 10.
Mhm.
Here in California, it's 10 when I'm watching the Vikings at 12. But so when I got up, I'm like, it's 10, and it's like, but it's 8 at home. So I don't know, like it just kind of threw me off. Again, I was super excited, and I went with my wife, and thankfully, like she supported the trip, and she used to be a Chargers fan. Thankfully, she came to the purple, so I'm very proud of her.
Good.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to get to the stadium like as early as possible. Like I literally wanted to be there at 7. It was my first NFL game, first
Yeah,
Vikings game,
of course.
and it was honestly everything. And it was everything I expected it to be and more. The fans were so awesome. Like I don't even remember sitting down at all, and it was
Yeah.
just so loud that day. It was so loud that day. I think
Mhm.
it got up to like almost 130 decibels, like in
Oh,
the
wow.
stadium, and it was
Yeah.
just rocking, and it was awesome. I sat next to some pretty cool fans, and hearing the Skol chant for the first time, like I get goosebumps when I think about it. It was honestly like everything that I have seen on TV, and being able to get to a game this past season was awesome. I really wish I could like relive it again because I had the most incredible time.
That was such a great game because
It
it was
was.
I don't think we've ever had a blowout game like that in US Bank Stadium, at least that I can remember. We've had blowouts the opposite way, but
Mhm.
not that way.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And the fans were engaged the entire time, the entire game, which was unique to me because usually in any game, even if it's closer, there's kind of a lull in the middle of the game. It's just
Yeah,
kind of
I
natural.
noticed that. I noticed that.
Yeah, people kind of tune out, or they're going to the bathroom, they're going to concessions. So the big start of the game and the end of the game, always a lot of engagement. But that game, it really just stayed steady the entire time. And I remember Sam having to go out for a play.
Yes. Oh my God.
Or
And the energy too, like you can kind of feel the atmosphere kind of like hold their collective breaths, like when that
Mhm,
happened.
mhm.
But other than that, I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you got to get back here this season. Like I
No, I
said,
have to.
yeah, you got to come to a tailgate
I
and just,
gotta hit the South tailgate. I have to. I have
yes,
to. Yeah, and I was actually also thinking of getting to the Atlanta Vikings game. Yeah, it fell on my birthday this past year, and I just couldn't make it out. It just didn't happen. But that was also a game I wish I would have gone to see old man Kirk back
well,
back at the bank. You know.
that is one of my favorite games of all time. Was that December 1st or the
Yeah,
8th?
the eighth. It was the eighth, and I remember because it fell literally on my birthday this past
Yeah.
year. So
One
yeah,
of my very favorite
it
games.
was awesome.
And speaking of birthdays, everyone needs to put this out into the atmosphere right now. We need September 28th to be a home game. It's a Sunday. It's my birthday.
That's your birthday, right? Yep.
Yes. We need a home game. We can have the most
Yes.
epic. It will be the most epic South Spice tailgate of all time because 11 years from now, when I have another birthday Sunday, I won't be tailgating at that age anymore. Okay. If
Hey,
I end up
listen. I can see it. I can see it.
Well, if I am, I'm not going to be hosting. Okay. I will not be hosting a tailgate anymore. So we all need to put out that September 28th is a home game. That is my dream. So hopefully we can get that. But if so, everybody's got to come for that game. That will be the game I'll be clamoring for.
Fingers
But yeah,
crossed.
yeah, you've definitely got to get out for that one. All right, you guys in the chat, let's make sure you are liking and subscribing, everybody. And we've got this Packers guy is still in here, but he's actually pretty cool. So you know what?
I'm telling you, there's some in the mix that are like, tolerable. And that's what I really tell the kids too, because I have this Vikings pin that I wear on my lanyard.
Uh-huh.
And I have it kind of like dead and center, like of when I walk around, like I have a bunch of pins on so that kids can come and talk to me. And when they see the Vikings pin, like you get kids who say like, "Ew, like you're a Vikings fan? Like how does that happen?" And like I laugh, right? But it also really opens up conversations about being a more tolerable fan
Yeah.
and embracing like people's fandom. And I think we had
Yeah.
chatted about that earlier too. Like we cheer for who we cheer for and we do it
Mhm.
passionately. And who are we to say, well, your team sucks or like mine's better? Like I get the banter as a part of it and it's fun.
Mhm.
But when it comes to these kids, like I really try to teach them how to be more tolerable fans. You could like the Ravens, that's okay. I like the Vikings. It's all good.
Exactly. And I want to point out that I said that the Packers fan in the chat is cool before I saw that he said I look 22. Okay. I swear to God, I did say it before that. But I couldn't agree with you more. I used to be such a brat, like such a brat to other
Same,
people. And
same.
and way too old too. I want to say till like 28 or 9 or something. I got in a fight with
Yeah.
my friend like after a Vikings game and arguing about like who's a bigger fan. And one day I just woke up and I was like, who argues about this? Like, you have
Exactly.
nothing to do with this. You have nothing to do with the outcome of any of this. Like, this
Yeah.
team doesn't know you exist. Why on earth are you fighting this battle? And, everyone is out here just, they've got the same passion as you do. And there's no reason to be fighting with people about any of this
Yeah.
stuff. And so, yeah, I love it that that's your message because that is really how it all should be. I mean, we
Yeah.
don't have
And
to be.
again, it's fun, Sal. Like it's
Yeah,
fun every now and then to kind of engage a little bit, kind of push little buttons. But like you mentioned, at the end of the day, like it's football.
yeah. Smack talk, a little smack talk here and
A
there
little
is
smack
cool.
talk.
But when people are making it personal and stuff, it just goes a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Well, listen, like I've said for like 2 months now, I feel like it would not be a Vikings off-season show without a little QB2 talk, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's favorite topic. And Joe Flacco, who I think was most people's top pick as soon as this started becoming a conversation, I feel like a lot of people started talking about that was who they wanted. He went and signed with the Browns this past week. So he's off the board. And what are your thoughts on that? Were you disappointed to see him go? Were you in the camp that wanted them to sign him?
I mean, honestly, like I'm too locked in on JJ and what he's gonna look like. And I
Mhm,
was overhearing like another pod talk about it, but we really don't know like how JJ is gonna look coming off that injury.
mhm,
And I think that having a QB2 that like is complimentary, if not like a veteran, right? I think Flacco would be better than he who must not be named. But I think that having Flacco would have been nice, but honestly, I'm just too locked in with McCarthy, and I'm really not sure what the Vikings are going to do with that backup quarterback. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a more veteran, quarterback at the secondary.
So you're not sweating it either way. You're not
No,
you're
no.
not, you're not worried
I
about it.
and and I can't, Sal, because like I'll get so like I'll dig my house like that the hole, right, the rabbit hole of like this or what
Mhm,
about that, I just really right now at this point of the season, or the off season, like I really want to take things on the surface.
mhm.
But I don't know, like I think for me I'm more excited. I'm excited to see what they cook up.
Dave, I think we might have to block Phil from the chat with this comment. You know you want Kirk back. We might have to block him from the Vikings First and Skol account.
No, and you know what's so
Yeah,
I
I
think
love Phil.
not even talking about Kirk, but there was like a report that I had read just today about again he who must not be named that he wanted to come to the Vikings. And you know who I'm talking about, right, Sal?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that apparently that he had said that he wanted to come to the Vikings, but that for the intention of like winning a Super Bowl and that he wanted to stay on to mentor JJ, but
Mhm.
that the Vikings were like, "No, we're good. We're good, fam."
Right. Right. Well, I'm glad you brought up mentoring because I want to talk about that because I've seen a lot of debate on Vikings Twitter these past week or so since Flacco has left,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of or not became non-available. I've seen a lot of chatter on Vikings Twitter. Are are mentors a thing as a young quarterback? Does he need a mentor in a backup quarterback, or is the whole thing overplayed? Is it really not important when you have a head coach like Kevin O'Connell, who's a former quarterback, and
Yeah.
Josh McCown? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, look at those. Look at McCown. Look at KOC. Like in a way, like those are like the player mentors. I think outside of football, I think it's important to have people around you who support you, who
Yeah.
motivate you, who kind of keep you in the right path. So, I mean, to say that it's not a thing, I mean, I think we'd be missing out on that piece where this is still a young player,
Mhm.
and I think that having a mentor or somebody who can kind of really just be behind him along the way. I think it's really important for player development, but I think it is a thing. And there you have KOC and you have McCown, like they are great people to be in his ear and to just support him when he does have those tough games, because I feel like we will have tough games with JJ. So I think it is a thing, honestly.
I completely agree with you. And it kind of so many people are so quick to dismiss it. I think all of the time what I see happen in sports is people lose touch of like they are so quick to not compare it to their real life and their job, like it's so different.
Mm,
In our jobs, we have mentors at all different levels in our jobs, right? We've got our boss that's in charge of everybody. We've got like our mid-level manager, and then we have our people at our same level who have been doing it longer than us, or maybe
yeah,
even people who are right around the same, but they just have a different skill set, or they're better at something than we are, or somebody on our team who just communicates in a different style and you go to them for advice rather than even somebody with more experience or your manager. And I think that there's only positive things that can come from somebody with experience sharing the same locker room and same quarterback's room as you, somebody that's watching film with you and breaking down it. KOC isn't going to be available all of the time.
exactly.
McCown isn't going to be able to answer your question in that moment all of the time. I'm a big fan of having Teddy Bridgewater possibly, not because of
Yeah,
not because of the nostalgia factor at all, but because of he just coached a high school team to a state
yeah,
championship. And while there is an age gap, a significant age gap between JJ McCarthy and a high schooler, he has proven that he knows how to communicate and encourage a team to have success. So he's obviously got the communication skills, to motivate. And so I think it's not necessarily it's a lot about how you can just explain to people, and
yeah,
sometimes you hear things differently from different people. And so I don't like it when people are like, oh, they're fine with the QB room that they have right now. I
yeah.
mean, that's kind of short-sighted. Yeah, they might be fine with it, but you're kind of you
I
can
hear
deal
you.
with it, you know?
I hear you. You know, and I
Um,
think like everyone has a unique perspective, and I think that's what makes community like the community is everyone has a unique perspective. And but I think we're in the same school of thought where there's only positive things that can come from somebody really investing that time and energy when KOC is not there, when McCown's not there. And McCarthy doesn't seem like the guy to brush off any wisdom, or somebody who's just trying to just drop some positivity. Like, he seems like the guy who would really soak that all in and maybe even
Mhm.
seek it. Actually, he looks he for to me he sounds like the guy who would really go out there and seek it.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. So I don't know who my preference is. Well, I guess I just said Teddy would be my preference. They're
Yeah,
dwindling at this point. I think at this point they're about a horse apiece. So it kind of comes down to personalities for me. I don't
yeah,
know a ton about Ryan Tannehill and his personality, but I saw someone in the chat mention that now that we know Derek Carr is going to be out, Tannehill will probably go that route and end up taking his position. So there's not a ton of options that are going to be out there
yeah.
anymore. And I don't know.
It's gonna get interesting. It's
Do
gonna
you
get
think
interesting.
do you think Vikings Twitter will burn to the ground if he will shall not be named
Listen,
join?
man, if that happens, like, I'm getting goosebumps, right? If that happens, just know that there's gonna be one side that is like completely just burning it down.
Mhm.
Jerseys will go on. I don't know. Jerseys will go on fire. Whatever. There's gonna be that side. You know what I'm saying? And then you're
Right.
gonna have those people that say, "Well, what's the worst that can happen?"
Mhm.
What's the worst
Mhm.
that can happen, right?
Yeah,
And we've
yeah.
we've seen it, and I think, I don't know. I personally, I wouldn't want that.
Right.
It's just he requires so much, and you know, again, I just don't know if that locker room is built for that. They have such a good camaraderie. Like, even just seeing the clips last season, right? Like, that was incredible to watch. Like, the post game pressers, when KOC was talking to the team, and seeing everyone just come together. And I just don't know if the team is ready for something like that. The enigma.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of people know how I feel about it. I definitely let rap get to me and talk me off the ledge. So
yeah.
at this point, I'll look at it like I just said with going to Green Bay. I'll do it. I'll be fine with it for the plot, because what's the worst that
For
can
the
happen?
plot.
We'll have something to talk about for years and years and years to come, even if it's not a good thing. I'm just trying to look
I'm
at it
here for
that
it.
way. I'm just trying to look at it that way. Our Packers fan says maybe the Vikings need to hire a Spice Girl. Didn't they lose their touchdown dance coordinator? And they did lose the dance
Oh, yeah,
coordinator, which I'm a little concerned about. Who's going to take over Cam Bynum's position there?
man.
I mean, even
And I'm
can you
so yeah,
replace that? I don't think you
you
can.
no, yeah, you absolutely can. And I'm so glad that this came up, because me as a fan, like, I don't know, like, I get so, like, I have, I don't know, I get sentimental about the players, Sal. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I talk about them all every day, and I feel like I get so, I embrace the players so much, like, even like Lakers, like, I really embrace these players. And Cam was just like that guy, man. Like, it was always a movie when he came on, and seeing his smile, and I got to see him up close and personal at over here in LA, when the Vikings came over here. And he had, like, his family there, and it was just so awesome to see him. And he just brought such positivity and light and fun to the team. And that's just stuff you
Mhm.
can't replace. Like, you can't replace that. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to be leading them, but where did he sign again?
Indianapolis.
Oh man, yeah, that they're about to go up. Those celebrations about to go up.
I know, and you don't want to hire a Spice Girl to be in charge of
No.
coordinators. I mean, I love them to death. I love them to death, but they're not that great at dancing. We'll have to find somebody else. But all right, Jay, we got to start wrapping up. So let's get to what our wager is going to be
Yeah.
for Vikings, or no, sorry, for Timberwolves
Okay.
Lakers.
So I was thinking, okay, and I mean, I wanted to ask you about it, but
All
what
right.
if on the next show, and I don't know, we could do it like at the end of the series, because obviously I feel like it's gonna go 6, 7 games. And by the way, I love Anthony Edwards. Like, that kid is just a beast. Like, the swagger, the fire, like the passion that he plays with, like that man, he's that dude. And when I see him play, I don't know, like I see a little Kobe, I see a little Jordan, I see like all these dope players just mixed together. Like I love him. But
Mhm.
okay, so at the end of the series, I'm thinking, what if you were to wear like, I don't know, like a Laker shirt on your episode?
I can do that. What are you doing?
So I work with kids, right?
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was I wanted to donate to like a local nonprofit over there in Minnesota, to give back to the kids out there. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was thinking. But
Easy
I
peasy.
could I could wear Wolves gears, whatever. Like, it don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, we can fine tune it. We'll fine tune it. But yeah,
All right,
we'll do that wager. I like that. Yeah, that's easy.
some light, nothing too crazy.
I hope it goes 6-7. I don't know. I'm
I
nervous
think
about
it
it.
will. I
Like I
think it will.
said, hi Yogi. So good to see you. So good to see you. I see Bulldog brought up Darren Sharper. I don't know about all that. We don't need to bring him up. Darren Sharper is actually from my hometown and your current residency, Bulldog. It blows my mind when I see people wearing a Darren Sharper jersey in the current day and age. It really does. It really does. I see it far too often. But all right, Jay. Well, anything else to add? I definitely want to have you come back sometime soon. May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
planning my guests for it now, and I have some that I'm very excited about. But I'm definitely going to have you on, and yeah, I've got some ideas going, so I'll have to feature you for sure.
Oh, I'd love that. I love that. Count on it.
Yeah, and tell people just a little bit. Well, I don't know. Should we Fire Fridays? Hashtag Fire Fridays,
Yeah,
and then
yeah. So
here
yeah,
we go.
this Friday, what if what in the Vikings community, just post your sneakers. I don't care what you got on, just post them. On Twitter, we use hashtag Fire Fridays, and we have just a ton of people who just connect and give out flowers to one another, and it's all really about positivity and connection. So yeah, post your kicks, tag me, use Fire Fridays. It's a lot of fun, and maybe we can have some more fun with it with the Vikings community. So little Purple Friday, Fire Friday type thing.
Yes, everyone post your shoes on Friday. And Cause and Effect just checked in with the Jalen Ramsey news. I had that wrote down to talk about that. He is on the trade block. Do you? I personally don't think that it's realistic for the Vikings to get him as much as I would like it to. Do you think that it's possible?
I don't think so. I mean, again, like I feel like they're so locked in and retaining the players that they did and letting go of the ones that they had to let go of. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I think that we're okay. I think we're okay, and I think the draft is just a bonus. Like I really hope that it's a bonus because I'm very excited for this season and the team that they got. So I don't know. I don't think it's a possibility.
Yeah, he's just paid so much. I believe he's the
Yeah,
highest paid cornerback in the
it's
league, and
yeah,
yeah, 3 years, 72 million. I mean, think about what Byron Murphy was getting. People thought that was too much. And I
yeah,
know Jalen Ramsey is a bigger name and has more
for
success,
sure, for sure.
but that's a big chunk of
We don't
change.
need that. We'll keep being the underdogs. You know how we do.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you are here for the Real Forno show tomorrow night for more draft analysis. And if you missed his show last night, like I said, he's got the 100 big board, and that was a great show. Bulldog Darren Sharper went to Henrico High School, I
Oh,
think,
there you
not
go.
Hermitage, but don't quote me on that. Now you have me second guessing, but I'm pretty sure he went to Henrico. But yes, make sure you turn into the Real Forno show tomorrow night, you guys. I will be back here Tuesday, maybe before. I'm working on a little something, but okay, guys. Thank you again so much, Jay. It was so nice to meet you, and
Meet you,
Skol
Sal.
Vikings.
Skol.
Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And rate us on your favorite aggregator. And a big shout out goes to Sal and her guests on this Vikings First and Skol production, partnered with the Fans First Sports Network. Thanks, everyone, and Skol.